All right, a bummer of a loss for the 49ers as they fall to 3-1 here in the 2025 season. San Francisco losing to Jacksonville today at home by a final score of 26-21. And I know a lot of people are going to say, the Jags, they stink. This is a different Jags team, much better coach team. Their defense is legit. Entering this game, they had forced 9 giveaways the first 3 games of the year that matched their total from 2024. And so a big key to the game that I had for San Francisco, take care of the ball. Do not turn it over. What did the Niners do? They turned it over 4 times. And now Jacksonville, 3-1 under first-year head coach Liam Cohen, and their defense has forced 13 turnovers the first 4 games of the year. They have also forced 3+ giveaways in every single game this year. And this is really what this game comes down to. The San Francisco 49ers today in week 4 of the 2025 season, on this Sunday, September 28th, pretty much put together a guide for how to lose a football game. They put together an entire book on how to make it impossible to win. They put together a guide on how to lose. San Francisco turned it over 4 times. When you lose the turnover margin at the NFL level, you lose about 80% of games. They also gave up an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown as Parker Washington took one to the crib. San Francisco in this game also had 6 drops, and they played very sloppy. And in the red zone, the offense faltered once again. They struggled to turn drives once they got inside the red area into touchdown scoring drives. Instead, they had to settle for some Eddie Pinheiro field goals, and then late in the game, they were marching down the field, and they weren't able to convert on a 4th down as they drove deep in the Jaguars' territory. It is impossible for a football team to win and overcome all of that, yet the 49ers nearly had an opportunity to steal this game out of the jaws of defeat. Pretty crazy. I mean, Cam Little, with the Niners down 26-21, missed a field goal from 47 yards. San Francisco takes over, really good field position. Then they throw a screen pass to Christian McCaffrey on the first play of that offensive drive. He takes it to the 50, and then protection, of course, breaks down. Brock Purdy tries to step up in the pocket. He's strip sacked by Eric Armstead, coughs it up again, game over. And a lot of people are going to try to pin this loss on Robert Saleh. A lot of people are going to try to pin this loss and make a big deal of the Robert Saleh, Liam Cohen sign-stealing saga, drama, and situation. This game was not lost by the defense. This game was lost by the 49ers offense. An ugly, despicable, throw up on yourself type of performance from the Niners on the offensive side of the pill today. Luke Farrell catches a pass, rumbles, is able to pick up a first down, coughs it up. Turnover number 1. Brock Purdy throws too high for Christian McCaffrey, off his hands, intercepted. Brock Purdy throws another bad pick, picked off again by Devin Lloyd. And then the 4th turnover, the backbreaker, the one that ended the game, Purdy strip sacked by former Niner Eric Armstead, who you could tell was very proud on that sideline to put the game on ice for Jacksonville. And when I was on the Krug Show with Larry Krueger on Friday, I go on the Krug Show every single Friday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern, 10:45 a.m. Pacific. He passed along just a fantastic observation when we were doing that Friday show together. And at this point, we were a couple hours away from Kyle Shanahan saying that Brock Purdy would start, that he has no injury designation. We weren't sure who was going to start, Mac Jones or Purdy. Mac was dealing with the knee, Purdy obviously with the turf toe. But Larry said something that ended up being 100% true in this game. He said in practice this past week, Purdy, because of the turf toe and his inability to drive the ball and firmly set his feet, was sailing passes in practice. And I said, if that's right, the Niners can't start him in this game because if he's overthrowing guys, he's going to throw picks and he's going to put the ball in harm's way. And when you lose the turnover margin at the NFL level, it is so hard to win. Again, 8 out of 10 games when you win the turnover margin are won by the team that wins the turnover battle. But the 49ers play Brock Purdy today, and I get why Purdy wanted to play, right? He just signed that deal. The last time we saw him against Seattle, threw 2 picks, but led the game-winning drive in which he went 6 of 6. He saw Mac Jones play well. Mac Jones went 2-0 in his absence, and Purdy's like, I got to get back on the field. I'm the franchise quarterback. The Niners have paid me. And obviously, Purdy is a very fiery guy. He's a huge competitor, and he wanted to play. But Brock Purdy clearly was not 100% in this game. And the decision for him to play and for the Niners to start him cost San Francisco the game. I thought that he moved around very gingerly on that bad foot. He wasn't able to plant his feet, really drive the ball. And you saw that all throughout the day with the way that he moved, the way that he maneuvered. He was very timid in moving around because he didn't want to put too much pressure on that foot. And because he didn't really have a stable base beneath him, he was sailing throws left and right all day long. And that's a big reason why he had those turnovers, threw the picks. You could even tell when he tried to climb the pocket on the strip sack that ended the game, he couldn't really drive his feet into the ground. And now this could have long-term ramifications, right? Obviously, the Niners lose this game, and it was such an ugly loss. They fall to 3-1, but what's their next game? It's Thursday against the Los Angeles Rams. And so a non-100% Brock Purdy has to turn around in a short week, play the Rams on the road. And what is the playing surface at SoFi Stadium? It is turf. And Brock Purdy now has to play on turf, short week, not 100%, still with a form of turf toe that he's not 100% recovered from. And he has to turn it around very quickly. And this is also a quarterback who has 19 interceptions in his last 20 games, if I don't have those numbers mistaken. Yes, 20 picks in his last 19 regular season starts. So even worse. 20 picks in his last 19 regular season starts. Now, Purdy, statistically, threw a couple of touchdowns, had the 2-point conversion, threw for over 300 yards. Yay! But he cost the Niners the game. He was bad and did not play well in this game. And he is the biggest reason why San Francisco lost to Jacksonville in a game that, despite all of these mistakes, all of these pitfalls, they nearly had an opportunity to win it. And obviously, San Francisco's defense missed Nick Bosa. I think today showed that the Niners have to make a trade for a pass rusher because this pass rush simply is not good enough. Trevor Lawrence was pressured a little bit, but you didn't have that true threat of somebody like Nick Bosa who could put his dominance and his stamp onto this game. More takeaways to get to just around the corner, but our post-game instant reaction sponsored by our friends at Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app in the game. And look, you and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks always puts their users first. All withdrawals, fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks will not count it as a loss, like Ricky Pearsall today. It's the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash. Turn your sports analysis into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Our lineup for today, perfect 3 for 3. Jalen Hurts, the special, all he had to do was throw for 1 yard. He went more than the half passing yard. Christian McCaffrey just continues to be stellar as a receiver. He went way over 42.5 receiving yards. He's probably by week's end going to be top 10 in receiving yards this year as a running back. And then Travis Hunter, more than 35.5 receiving yards. He went over that, with the bulk of them coming on a big third down conversion for Jacksonville. Download the app today. Use the code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's going to be right. Just a really disappointing loss for San Francisco. That's really the way to put it. Purdy's rating, a 79.8. Trevor Lawrence's 92.7. And while Purdy put up better numbers, 22 of 38, 309, 2 touchdowns, the turnovers were the nail in the coffin for San Francisco. And Trevor Lawrence played clean football in this game. That's what you have to do at the quarterback spot. Keep the ball out of harm's way. Purdy did not do a good enough job of that. And Lawrence outplayed him. Not statistically wise, but he won the game. And he also delivered that dagger on the pass into the flat after the Niners once again had another opportunity to somehow climb back into this game after the 2-minute warning. Another issue for San Francisco here, this issue is not going away, and this is a team-building philosophy type of thing for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. The Niners can't run the ball. They haven't been able to run the ball all year, and it really doesn't matter at this point. There's a large enough sample size, whether it's a heavy box or a light box. San Francisco can't run the football effectively. And when, especially, you are dreadful at center, Dominic Puni has struggled at right guard, and then you have a rookie in Connor Colby at left guard, it just makes matters worse, right? And in the red zone, this is a big reason why the Niners have struggled so much in the red area. They've become and are a one-dimensional team. They can't run it inside the red area when the field is condensed, when you need your offensive line to play a physical brand of ball. They're getting bullied around. They're getting pushed around. And because of that, Christian McCaffrey, running-wise, has had a lot of stat lines this year like this. 2.9 yards per carry. 17 carries for 49 yards. Kyle Shanahan's offense is an outside zone running scheme. A lot of this offense is built off of their run game. But the 49ers in every game this year have not been able to run it efficiently or effectively. As a team, 24 carries for 83 yards, 3.5 yards per carry, a long of 11. You're not generating any explosive plays on the ground right now. And outside of Purdy having to play short week against the Rams on Thursday, when he's less than 100%, Ricky Pearsall, who has been incredible this year, left the game early, made some highlight reel-worthy plays, but he had a knee injury going into this game and re-injured his knee in this game. He was on the bike, went into the medical tent, was doing some high knees on the sideline, couldn't come back. 4 catches, 46 yards. And so you might be without him against a Rams defense that is one of the best in the NFL. And the Rams defensive line, it's a phenomenal unit where we're going to have Jared Verse going up against Colton McKivitz, Braden Fisk going up against an interior Niners offensive line that is struggling mightily. It's going to be a really difficult matchup for the Niners. George Kittle is still going to be out. Brandon Ayuk, obviously, still out. And in the red zone, the Niners are missing George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk, no doubt about that. But once they come back, they're not going to help out the ground game. When Christian McCaffrey is their leading receiver, too, that's also a problem. 6 catches for 92 yards for him, a touchdown on the shovel pass. He was targeted 11 times. Jake Tonches, good game. 3 catches for 58, along a 23. Pearsall was great before he got hurt. 4 for 46. It'll be good that Demarcus Robinson becomes a little bit more acclimated. He caught 1 ball for 20 yards, but he was limited in this game, and his snaps were on a snap count. and a pitch count. Kendrick Bourne, 1 catch for 17, but he had an awful drop. And the thing, too, is that the Niners' mistakes were glorified. They were taken advantage of in this game. For instance, early, Luke Farrell fumbles. Immediately, Travis Etienne, 48-yard touchdown to the house. Kendrick Bourne drops a pass, which could have been a house call, honestly. Would have had an opportunity at least to pick up a lot of yards after the catch, maybe even score it, which would have been a 50, 60-yard touchdown. Niners punted away, 87-yard punt return for a touchdown for Parker Washington, where you saw bad coverage and missed tackles. The first 3 games of the year, I thought San Francisco played very good complementary ball. They played clutch ball. They were able to close games out. But in this game, 6 drops, 4 turnovers, and an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown, and you still had an opportunity to win. It's impossible to play football like that. And I had said it in the first half that this game had kind of reminded me of the Ravens game, Christmas 2023 season, where the Niners turned it over 4 times. This is the first time that San Francisco has turned it over 4 times since that game. Now, I'm recording this live following our watch party. I'm just going to take a look to see if we have any updates on the injury front for San Francisco. It's obviously a problem that the Niners invested a lot in special teams. They overhauled the entire staff and unit, and this year it's still been bad. Kendrick Bourne, I've got to be in better spots for Brock. Shanahan, you don't replace Bosa. Niners have to find a Bosa replacement. Kyle Shanahan on Robert Saleh and Liam Cohen having words after the game. Shanahan said, I didn't see what happened, so I'm not sure, but Liam shouldn't be so sensitive. I agree. People are going to try to make a big deal out of the sign stealing thing. It happens all across the NFL. Robert Saleh's unit actually played pretty well. And obviously there's some baggage there because Saleh looked to be the front runner for the job. He was an assistant there before he came to the Niners. In 2017 with Kyle Shanahan, he was a linebackers coach under Gus Bradley, and a crazy turn of events where Liam Cohen had informed the Bucs that he was returning as OC, then spurned Tampa Bay and took the head coaching job. And Saleh missed out. Now that's why he's the Niners defensive coordinator, and he's done a fantastic job. Shanahan thought the team's energy level was fine. Hard to get a rhythm when you have 4 turnovers. That's it. But yeah, Brock Purdy sucked. He was not good in this game. There's no way to sugarcoat it. And the Niners just put themselves into an impossible corner to come out of. All right, be honest with me. Most concerning part of this Niners loss today. For me, it's the play of Brock. 20 picks in his last 19 games. That doesn't count fumbles. Not good.